Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, my name is Lestari. My student number is A1B219009. On this good occasion, I would like to fulfill the assignment in the Oracy subject given by Membunga about useful expression for discussion. The first is expression for third person. The purpose of our discussion is let's discuss. If we talk about, it seems necessary to discuss and decide which is the most and the least. Let me start with, let's begin with, let's discuss. First, we need to, who would like to begin? Can you explain your point a little more clearly? Can we see what other people think about this? Who hasn't had a chance to speak yet? Is there any last comment on this point before we move on to the next one? So, we have two opposing arguments here. On the one hand, and the other hand, in other words, most of us think that. Can we draw any conclusion from what we have been saying? The second is expression for everyone, giving your opinion. I think that, in my view or opinion, as far as I can see or am concerned, surely the main reason for my opinion is, to my mind, in fact, to the best of my knowledge, the way I see it, if you ask me, I'm not sure if it's said or believed or known that it's obvious that it seems to me that I have a feeling that, well, I'd say you can take it from me that if you ask me, it seems to me that if you want my opinion, first of all, or to start with, I'd like to point out there can be no doubt that nobody will deny that everyone knows that. Let's get this clear. The point I'm trying to make is I'm absolutely convinced that the way I look at or see it's the next is the expressions to giving on explanations. Look, it's like this. The reason for this is, just let me explain. Well, the thing is, what I mean is, the main problem is, well, the reason is, above all, we must keep in mind that next, expression to balancing arguments. On the one hand, and on the other hand, some people say that, others believe that. It's said that, however, next is the expression to asking question about someone else's opinion of explanations. Could you tell me? What's your opinion about? How do you feel about? What do you think about or of? Do you think or feel? May I ask you, do you mean that? Do you agree? Do you share my opinion or view? What do you mean when you say, what do you mean by that? I don't fully understand. Can you give some examples? Could you explain to me? Just tell me the reason why. I just don't see why or what or how. I didn't quite get that. Could someone please tell me? I don't really understand. Are you saying that? I beg your pardon. Next is the expression to agreeing and disagreeing. I quite agree. I couldn't agree with you more. That's true, alright. Exactly. Precisely. Certainly. Definitely. That's true. I think so, too. That's just my, that's just my feeling or opinion. That's very good or important point. Yes, of course. Or definitely. Absolutely. That's exactly what I mean or say. I agree because I strongly agree with you. I couldn't agree more. That seems very logical to me. I share your point. I'm sorry, I share your point of view. So do I, or so am I. I'm in all favor of what you've been saying. I can see your points, but that's very good points, but yes, perhaps, but yes, but on the other hand, I agree up to a certain point, but maybe I suppose so. I don't think it's as simple as that. You may be right there. Yes, possibly, although, yes, up to a point. Yes, in a way. Well, it depends. I see what you mean, but I think that's not the whole story. Yes, but there's also another aspect to consider. I'm afraid I can't agree because I disagree with you. I'm afraid. I'm not so certain or at all sure if that's true or correct. I'm sorry, I can agree. I'm not convinced that, well, I have my doubts about that. You don't really mean that, do you? I don't think so. Next is the expression to summing up. To sum up, to conclude, to summarize, taking everything into consideration, I can suggest the following order. Do you agree? I believe the most important is, and the least significant is. We agreed on the following order. We decide to number one is, number two is, and number three is. Those were some expression for discussions, and I'm sorry if there is a wrong pronunciation. And thank you all. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.